rugby against between Liverpool and Man City, but Leicester, Brendan Rodgers done an amazing job there. I kind of knew he would do. He's kind of I like Brendan. I think he's got the right type of attitude with the players. I think players love playing for him. I think he's got a lot of good players there as well. So he's moulded them into a different way of playing, and they've got their enthusiasm back, and they're playing with, you know, and Vardy's back on fire, which helps.
Let's look at the two teams, City and Leicester. Now, there's a slight tweak last week from City, playing De Bruyne in that central role a little bit further up. It's a 4-2-3-1 essentially, wasn't it? Yeah. Which was a slight tweak on his usual 4-3-3.
Yeah. Yeah, there were. I think De Bruyne, I mean, we saw that getting the best out of him, he gets the best out of most games he plays in, but I think the freedom and the positions that he took up against Arsenal were kind of almost unmarkable. He wanders into those positions where you can't pick him up, and then once you do that, it doesn't matter where the rest of them play, because he's so good on the ball. He very rarely loses it. That players can make runs off him, and obviously Gundogan, I think, is massively underrated. Whether he is at City, I doubt. But whenever I see him play, the tempo that he sets in a game, he runs the show, literally.
Same team again, do you think? Do you expect?
Probably, yeah. Probably, but he might tweak it. You know, he's got the two silvers. He's got.
How impressive? How impressed have you been?
Well, I'm a big fan
of Foden.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of his, and it's nice to see him actually get a game on merit and start to push, because it's on a matter of time that he takes over from David Silva for me in that position. He's just got a brilliant eye for pass, really technically gifted, loves a tackle, got everything, the boy.
Is it Pep doing the right thing with him by holding him back a little bit? I think that last week was only his 4th Premier League start.
Well, when you see the quality they've got on the bench and who has to miss out if he plays, then you can understand, because they're chasing trophies, and so I think in 2 or 3 years' time, we'll see the benefit of him sitting out and watching a little bit more. Yeah. I think, and now everyone wants. I'm sure his family and he wants to play more, but I think Pep's brilliant at nurturing him into that position where he's a natural now. If he played every week from now to the end of the season, he'd be fine. Yeah. But I think they've got so much ability that they're going to need to tweak the team a little bit here and there because of the games as well.
On Leicester, I mean, Brendan Rodgers played this formation against Norwich. It wasn't working particularly, was it? And he decided to make a change pretty early. Iheanacho came off. I can't imagine that he's going to go with this team again. The diamond midfield and 2 up top against City. Yeah. So that leaves Vardy up top. I think Iheanacho drops out. Yeah. So take him out the picture, and it's either Barnes or Perez. I think with the players we've got there, I think it's probably Perez on the right-hand side. Maybe even a 4-3-3, potentially, something like that. Yeah. Or 4-3-3, 4-5-1 even.
I think he's, you know, wherever he plays, he's not going to stay there. You know, he's one of those. He's a drifter, which, you know, like De Bruyne in that respect, he will wander into space. I think this is a fascinating game. I think that Leicester have done so well, and City will be very, very wary of what Leicester offer in attack, and especially with Vardy. I think with Fernandinho playing there, who's done brilliantly well at reading the game, I think that might suit him a little bit in as much as you can see Vardy's runs. I think sometimes Fernandinho just gets caught out around the box when it's slow build-up, little runs off him behind. But I think he reads the game so well. Whatever
happens, Brendan Rodgers got to have a plan for Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, good luck.
We've talked an awful lot about him already, actually, even in part 1 with the Arsenal chat. How good is he? Are we talking about the best player in the Premier League right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's been that for a while, and he dips with a bit of form here and there with the injuries that he's had. But once you just look at him, I mean, he's not involved here.
He's not involved, but he's never marked.
No.
Is he?
No, and that's what the sign of a good player is, to be able. Messi does it brilliantly. The best player in the world will go and stand in a position you think, well, he's not going to get the ball. The ball goes to the best players, and it almost gets sucked to him. Sterling does well here because he knows he's behind him, takes his defender in.
So we've been now, probably 10 passes for City, and still no one's got tight to him.
No, and
not close to him.
But the thing is, if he follows this run in earlier and he gets there too early, it's a different sort of chance.
No, the ball's probably behind him.
Yeah, but because absolutely, because he's a brilliant appreciator of space and grass. He's a watcher of a game as much as a doer when he's on the ball, but he watches the game, and so he knows that if the ball goes down here, there's every chance it's going far post.
What about that for a finish?
Why get in so early?
What about that for a finish?
It's absolutely brilliant.
The technique is unreal, isn't it? Again, that number 10 position. So, I mean, he does drift a lot, doesn't he? He drifts into the wider positions and runs those channels, just trying to get into space the whole time.
There's a magical piece in this run. Not this. He lets it run across him, but this bit here now.
Yeah.
If you just look, he has a look and he sees Maitland-Niles coming behind him.
He knows he's there.
The ball's a little bit slow, so the ball's not ahead of him, so he goes, I could just run onto it. He has to be really cute here, and if you just watch the way he uses his body to almost keep Maitland-Niles off and then bounce off him and go again, is just genius.
It's amazing how the best players always know everything.
They're
always, I mean, literally the head on a stick, isn't it? It's just 180 degree.
So if you imagine this ball's coming a bit slow and he sees someone coming, watch the way he just kind of uses his body. Just there, and he just goes across him. Maitland-Niles can't do anything. That gives him the space to put the cross in, and how many times have we seen Sterling tapping in at the far post?
Yeah. That position again,
not
in the number 10 position. Who's marking him?
Yeah,
it's actually a similar type of clip that we showed on the Arsenal defending, wasn't it?
Still not being picked up. Now, danger. The alarm bells are going off for me already. And then again, use of his body.
Well, there's the awareness of where Guendouzi is. And what about this for a finish again? We've seen him with his right foot, and what about that with his left foot?
I'll tell you a little secret here. When I was doing the commentary on...
pause that.
When I was doing the commentary on this game, when he got there and he let the ball run across and Guendouzi was behind him, I put my left arm up for a goal. Not that because I wanted it, just because I knew as soon as he got into that position with his left foot, he was going to score. And I kind of went goal to, I didn't shout goal because that would have been a bit premature. But I knew he's just got that quality that, as soon as he gets in space around the box, he will hit the target. And because the players were in front of him, he just bent it round. He's genius.
Yeah. And at times you think he's not really interested in the game as well.
In space.
Well, do you know what? Is this how you stop him? By getting tight to him? This is Torreira now.
He nearly gets tight
to
him.
He kicks him.
Yeah.
So is that... I mean, is this how to stop him?
If you just stop it there, what I would like to see there is I would like to see a little bit... If you're going to mark him, you've got pressure on him to try and stop the ball. This should be in here. These should all move over a bit. You should be in a position where you can put as much pressure on him as you can.
Yeah.
He nearly gets away from Torreira's run, but because he's close enough to start. But he's so strong as well, Matt. You know how strong he is.
Would you potentially try and man-mark him?
That's an option, but it's a very dangerous one with City because they've got so many... if he...
So he's just kicked in there, Torreira. Yeah. Now then, who's this Torreira again? Closest, is he?
He's thinking about being close.
Should I? Shouldn't I?
In the end...
Look, he's had a look at him.
Yeah, in the end, I think what problem you've got with him is it's the rest of the team with City. Because if you go man-to-man on him, you lose one of your midfield players. But that might be worth the gamble. City are so good everywhere else. So.
No, that's true. I mean, we have got a tweet on this subject. Is De Bruyne the best midfielder in the world, or is there anyone near him? I mean, I just asked, is he the best player in the Premier League? Now the question is he the best midfielder in the world? Well, is anyone close to him, do you think? Is there anyone like him?
We were having this chat before, weren't we, about trying to pick someone similar to him. I can't think of any player who plays the game like he does. We worked out that the only thing he doesn't do is break into the box and get diving headers. Other than that, he does everything else.
It's not bad then, is it?
He's absolutely brilliant.
Let's look at his stats then over his time at City. And I guess the stat that stands out to me most is this. 18 and 16 assists those 2 seasons. Yeah. He's on target for that again. This season, isn't he?
Yeah.
With that.
And he's...
At least. And actually probably improving in goals this season as well. That's maybe the one question mark, isn't it? Because if you're talking about the best player in the world, you're thinking double figures. He's not got to double figures in a season.
No, if you're going to be really harsh, then you could throw the goals at him. But he plays a little bit deeper. So that's why his assists are so high, because his technical ability to thread a pass and to cross I think second to none. I think he's the best crosser of all, probably in world football. And I mean every type of cross, not just the whip David Beckham's, the actual ones along the ground, the ones with straight, the little pinged ones in. There's nothing he can't do. But if you're starting to chip away at his goals and say that's where he lets himself down, if every midfield player got 8 to 10 goals, you wouldn't be doing bad in the league.
No, true. Let's go back to the question because I don't think we've answered it particularly well. Is he the best midfielder in the world?
I think he's I think he's. Put it this way: if you get a world 11, he would be in your midfield. So he's a different type of midfield to most others that we can mention. So midfield's got to be made up of different aspects. David Silva, for me, is one of the best in the world at the little different type of intricate passing. But for me, there's nobody better playing like he does in world football.
Will Leicester be able to stop him this weekend, or do you fancy City to come out on top this weekend?
No, I think I think Leicester have got something with Maddison, with Vardy. I think City,
enough to hurt City defensively.
Absolutely, I think they will definitely get chances. I think Vardy will definitely get 1 or 2 chances, and when he does, he normally scores.
We've seen United do it recently at the Etihad as well, and for half an hour they're unbelievable. Absolutely. The amount of times they got in behind City.
Yeah,
it's a big game, isn't it?
Yeah. 2-2.
2-2. There you go. OK, time for another break. When we come back, we'll turn our attention to a big London derby.